Hello, I am Jennifer Trump, your local realtor with Robert Slack Real Estate in Central Florida. In this video, I'm going to show you why this is the absolute best time to buy a house in Florida. I'll give you tips that could save you tens of thousands of dollars on a brand new home. I will show you how scammers are stealing ownership of people's houses and how you can protect yourself or how to check to make sure your present home is safe.
Let's get started. Do you remember Florida in 2022? If you wanted to buy a house and made an offer for $50,000 over asking, you probably still wouldn't get it. After the pandemic, people flooded into our state and demand went nuts. Houses were selling in hours, not days, and it was total chaos. Now interest rates are in the mid-6s, and we've had a couple of hurricanes spook the market, so things have finally cooled off. That red-hot seller's market has turned into a cooled-off, wide-open buyer's market. But here's the thing. If you're a buyer and you're not actively looking right now, what's the point of even having a buyer market? Demand is still out there. It's just waiting. If rates drop hard like Trump's calling for and the Fed keeps hinting at, this whole thing's going to explode again. Multiple offers, weekend sales, people outbidding each other like it's 2022 all over again. And the buyers who sat around waiting, well, they're going to miss out. Right now, buying is slow. The average single-family home in Florida is sitting on the market for 86 days. That's your window. No competition, no bidding wars, no chaos. And if you can afford the payment at today's rates, you're golden. Because here's the play. Buy now at a great price, refinance later when rates drop, and you win twice. Or wait for rates to drop and pay way more for that same house because you're going to have to overbid. Alright, here are tips investors are using to buy great houses in Florida right now and how you can use them, too. Tip number 1, stay out of flood zones and evacuation zones. Look for homes on higher ground. I'm talking a few steps up from the street. You don't want your front door level with the sidewalk. We get some nasty downpours in the summer and yeah, it floods. Florida even passed a no-wake law for drivers blasting down flooded streets and sending waves into people's homes. That's real. Don't let that be you. Now look, if you're buying on the water, it is what it is. You're going to be in a flood zone and an evacuation zone. But you can still plan smart before you buy. Figure out your flood plan. If water rises 10 feet, are you under it or above it? A lot of waterfront homes are built with garages on the first floor and living space up top. That's what you want. Just know what you're getting into and prep for it. And listen, if I could afford a place on the water in Florida, I would do it in a heartbeat. Just make sure it's block construction and built up out of the flood zone. Avoiding flood and evacuation zones is hands down one of the smartest moves you can make when you buy in Florida. It'll save you stress, money, and a whole lot of sleepless nights. Here's a link you can use to check if the property you're looking at is in a flood zone. Tip number 2, property taxes uncap the year after purchase. So, this one catches way too many people off guard. Property taxes don't stay the same after you buy a house in Florida. They reset. They uncap. And when they do, your payment can spike, sometimes double or more. So that monthly payment you thought you locked in, might not be the same anymore. It works like this. When somebody's owned a home for years, their taxes are usually capped because of Florida's Save Our Homes law. But the year after you buy it, that cap comes off. The county reassesses the value based on what you paid for it. And suddenly, boom, higher taxes, and the possibility of being way higher. Most buyers don't know this. And to be honest, even some realtors don't either. You can see what the seller's paying in taxes now, however, that number is useless to you. But here is how to check it yourself. It is the county property appraiser site. Your county property tax appraiser. Look up the property, scroll down to the tax estimator, and punch in the price you're planning to pay, and it's going to give you a rough idea of what your future tax bill is going to look like. Most counties in Florida have a similar site. Just Google the property appraiser for your county and use their estimator tool. If that number kills the deal or wrecks your budget, it's way better to find out now than 6 months after you move in. Because if your property taxes jump, your mortgage payment could double to cover it. And that's not good. So don't skip this step. Property taxes can wreck a budget fast if you're not paying attention. Here is some good news. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is working on a concrete proposal to drastically cut or even eliminate property taxes in the state, an initiative that he is pledged to put before voters next year. Good news. Tip number 3 is camera the drain. Alright, here's one most people don't think about. Cammering the main sewer line from the house to the street. And I mean on every home, even brand new construction, there's only one drain line that handles everything. Washing dishes, doing laundry, showers, flushing the toilets, you name it. All of it flows through that one pipe and out to the city sewer. And if that line gets clogged or broken, you will have toilet water backing up into your house. Not exactly something you want to discover after closing. That's why this one's a big deal, and it's one of the most commonly skipped steps during inspections. So, here's the move. If you're buying any home, even brand new, always camera the main drain line. Don't assume it's fine just because the place looks new. Make sure the inspection company you hire has a camera. And if they don't, call a plumber and get it done. Also, be there when they do it. Watch the screen, ask questions. I always have them record the video and email it to me just in case there's a big issue and I need to show it to the seller. It's a lot less expensive compared to the cost of the repair, and only takes 15 minutes, and could save you thousands. Now, number 4 is more important than you think. Find a great realtor, not your sisters, cousins, uncles, best friend who just got their license and loves looking at houses. You want somebody who actually sells homes and sells a lot of them in the area you're looking to buy in. Local, active, and not afraid to give you the hard truth. This is where Robert Slack agents come in. We can set you up on a 30 days on market search. It's a way to measure how much supply exists in the market relative to the demand, using the previous 30 days as a reference point for sales activity. The overall health of the market, interest rates, the number of homes listed, and how fast properties are being sold all play a role. Essentially, a 30-day market search is a rapid snapshot to understand the current balance between buyers and sellers. These are homes that have been sitting for at least a month, usually because they were priced too high right in the beginning. Buyers saw them when they first hit the market, didn't like the number, and moved on. But now the sellers get nervous. They've had no showings, no offers, and they know the clock's ticking. That's when they're way more open to talking. You come in with a solid offer below asking, and they would rather make a deal than sit around for another 2 months hoping someone else shows up. Most buyers are only looking at what's new on the market. That's where all the action is. But if you're willing to look past the shiny new listings and dig into that 30-plus day batch, that's where the real deals live. Houses other buyers have already forgotten about. The realtors at Robert Slack are going to know how to set that up, walk you through it, and keep you from stepping on a landmine. So, pick a trusted realtor who actually knows what they're doing. It matters more than you think. Tip number 5 is always be buying or ABB. Here's why that matters. Life throws curveballs. People get sick, lose jobs, move suddenly, whatever it is, stuff happens. And when it does, people have to sell fast. That means deals pop up. But only if you're paying attention. If you aren't looking, or not ready to buy, you will miss out on many great deals. So, don't sit on the sidelines waiting for some magical market crash. Keep your eyes open. Always be buying. That's how you catch the good ones before somebody else does. Tip number 6 is sign up for property fraud alerts. Nowadays, with AI, artificial intelligence, it is not difficult for scammers to steal property. Let me explain. Imagine waking up one day and finding out somebody else legally owns your house. You didn't sell it. You didn't sign anything. But according to the official records, your home isn't yours anymore. That's exactly what happened to multiple homeowners in Tampa. A lady and her husband stole 3 different homes in the Tampa area using a quick claim deed scam. Here's how they did it. They forged a real owner's name on a quitclaim deed and filed it with the county, and it cost them about $70 to pull it off. Yeah, $70. And now on paper, they own homes worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the scammers even switched the water and electric bills into their own names, making it even harder to prove who the real owners were. The reason the original owners found out about the fraud was because their county offers property fraud alerts, a free service that notifies homeowners if anything is filed against their property. That's how they realized their home was stolen. And luckily, they were able to fight back in time. Tampa police arrested the scammers, who pleaded guilty and received 15-year prison sentences. But the problem of this fraud is having to fight this scam. It costs a fortune in legal fees. And it's a long, frustrating process to undo the damage. If this can happen in Tampa, it can happen anywhere. That's why every Florida homeowner and everybody in the country should sign up for property fraud alerts through their county clerk's office or visit the website for property fraud alerts. It is usually free. It only takes a few minutes, and it could save you from losing your home to scammers. Bottom line. Here's the thing. If you're waiting for the news to tell you it's the right time to buy in Florida, you're already too late. The media is never ahead of the trend. They just report what's already happened. By the time they're saying the market's hot again, all the great deals are going to be gone and you'll be back to fighting over homes with everybody else. And please don't tell me you're waiting for another 2008 crash. That's not going to happen. Or at least not in our lifetime. Be honest. If home prices in Florida drop from an average of $400,000 to $80,000, what are you going to do? You're going to buy every single house you can find, right? And so is everybody else. Why? Because we've all seen what happens. Real estate comes back. It always does. So, the second prices drop that far, demand explodes. Investors, cash buyers, everybody's jumping in, it's game over, and you're still waiting for CNN to tell you to get started. There's too much money out there, too many people watching, and way too many investors ready to pounce. The only way we ever see a crash like that again is if some guy on Wall Street starts handing out no-doc, high-risk loans like they did last time. And honestly, that probably won't happen for another 80 years when everybody who remembers 2008 is long gone. Things change fast in Florida. Call me today and get ahead of the market dynamics.